Hey guys, it's Crystal. I'm back and I'm hungry. I don't know about you guys, but it's lunchtime and I'm ready to eat. I am working this evening, so I'm gonna make a really big lunch and then probably have a snack before I go in to hold me over. So I'm gonna make one of my favorite dishes, super easy, super fast, and super nutrient dense, which is just veggie stir fry. So before we start cooking, I'll kind of go over, the ingredients that we're using. So I'm using a little bit of shallot, which is just the little red, kind of purpley pink red onions. They're small. Actually, let me grab one. I have one right here. This is a bunch of them. So this is a shallot. So you would just take off one, and that's one shallot. These are great. They're kind of like a more mild onion, kind of like a white onion and a red onion had a baby. But they're really good. I love making my warm salad dressings, which I post about all the time, are my favorite. They're amazing. So try something out, and I encourage you, if there's ingredients in the store that you haven't tried before, but you're like, what is that? Buy one, try it out, test it, look up a recipe. So a little bit of shallot and a little bit of, I had some left over. And then we're gonna do some yellow squash and some cremini mushrooms. We'll also do some Napa cabbage, which I have chopped up, but this is Napa cabbage if you haven't seen one before. They're really big. They're really yummy. I just love the texture and they're really pretty, and they are cruciferous vegetables, so they have really, really great anti-cancer properties. So these are great. Definitely add them to your list. If not, Napa cabbage, green cabbage, purple cabbage, all the good stuff. I also have some baby bok choy in here, also in the cruciferous family, vegetable family. Also amazing for you. And then I have some beet greens, so I've chopped them up. These were leftover beet greens from a class I did the other night, and these are awesome. So if you buy beets with the leaves on, don't throw them away when you chop them off. Keep them and you can cook them. So they kind of look like Swiss chard, and they're very similar in texture and taste. You can just remove the stem, cut it off, and then you can saute it with garlic and olive oil, whatever you'd like. I do some simple stuff like that, or throw it into a stir fry. And they're super, super good for you. I'll also top it with a little bit of green onion, which I'll chop up, and we'll do some bean sprouts. And then I'll toss in a little bit of cashews at the end for a little boost of protein, and it has those yummy good for you fats in it as well. And we'll top them off with some pretty black sesame seeds, and we'll be good to go. After the sauce, of course. So a nice little wok style pan here. You can use a traditional wok, you can use just a big saucepan or saute pan, whatever works well for you. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my flame, and I'm going to put it over medium just to start, and we're going to toss in a little bit, we're going to toss in a little bit of our baby moment. This is sesame oil. This is my favorite oil, I think, on the planet. If you like sesame flavor anything, you will die over this stuff. It is so flavorful and so good. I think I picked up this huge one at Grocery Outlet for like $5.99. They have it at pretty much any store, Trader Joe's. It's toasted sesame oil. Generally, they all are toasted. Anyways, it is delicious. It's so packed full of flavor and nutrients as well. So I'm going to put in about a teaspoon or so, and we're going to add more to our sauce later, so don't put it away. And then we're going to heat up that oil for a few minutes, and then we're going to toss in our onions and stir fry those for a little bit. And then we're going to add in our mushrooms and get things cooking. I'm excited. I'm so hungry. So we're going to take our onions, we're going to add it into our hot pan. You want to heat your pan before you put your onions in it. And we're just going to give them a little stir here. Let them get fragrant. And oh my gosh, I forgot one of the most important ingredients, our ginger. Let me grab that. I keep mine in the freezer. Let's see here. I can find it. ginger. I have a fresh new pack here. So keep it in the freezer because it's easier to grate when it's frozen. If you've ever grated fresh ginger before, you've noticed that it is, it's kind of hard to grate. It just kind of gets mushy. So anyways, I'm just gonna cut off a little end of this carefully because it is frozen. And then I'm going to take a grater zester, just a small grate, and then I'm gonna grate it straight into the pan. And you can use ground ginger, that's totally fine. Fresh ginger is just a little bit more potent. So whatever you have on hand. But I encourage you to try the fresh stuff, it's good. And if you keep it in the freezer, it lasts forever. And the refrigerator doesn't last as long. So I'm putting maybe about ½ teaspoon or so freshly grated ginger, and so we're gonna get that going until it starts to get fragrant and delicious. I can smell the sesame oil already, it's so good. Alright, so those are going, so I'm gonna go ahead and our cremini mushrooms. So I cut these into kind of like bite-sized chunks. You can do them sliced, whatever you'd like. Doesn't really matter, that's up to you. And I'm gonna cook these until they start to kind of brown and get nice and yummy. So while those cook, I have my pan. I have a pan of boiling water, and that is for our noodles. So we can get those cooking. They take about 5 to 6 minutes, and that's about as much time as we need to cook our veggies. So these are awesome Vietnamese brown rice vermicelli that I picked up at the Asian store. This is actually one of the first times I've seen a brown rice noodle. I've seen brown rice papers, but not the noodles. I'm really excited to try these. They look really cool. And you can use any rice noodle that you'd like. You can really use any noodle you like. They don't even have to be rice noodles. They could just be regular spaghetti noodles and it would be super delicious. These just happen to be gluten-free, and I'm just partial to rice noodles. I love them. Alright, so I'm going to open this guy up and take out a bunch. These can get kind of messy, so watch out. So I'll probably make too much, but I can always save more for later, so talks about how much I'm adding to the pan. And I'll just get them down there so that you don't want to let them hang out on the side of the pan too long where they start to burn. So I'm just going to move them around a little bit so that they don't stick together too much. Alright. So now I'm going to check on my mushrooms and onions. Everything is starting to brown and get yummy. So I'm going to go ahead and toss in my bok choy and my cabbage and my greens and my squash. So with the rest of the veggies, you kind of want them to steam more than anything, so I just like to get them on there and let them hang out and sit and kind of let their juices flow. And sometimes I'll even add in a little bit of water to the pan to help with the steaming process. So it's more about steaming and browning when it comes to a stir fry. Alright. So I still have my bean sprouts here. I'm going to throw those in at the last minute, and then right now I'm going to chop up our green onion. And so this is going to be more as like a garnish. You can cook it as well. I just prefer it more as a garnish. And I just like to slice them in thin little slices. We'll sprinkle those on the top, and then it makes everything look super pretty. So, I love food, and I get cravings for it often. We even make sushi sometimes with my family. It's really fun. So it's really fun and exciting to try new recipes and new cuisines you haven't tried before. So I encourage you to do it. It's super easy. I mean, cooking is all the same. It's all about ingredients and heat and timing, just different stuff. So I definitely hope that you try something new or add a new veggie to your next stir-fry dish, or you know, a new type of noodle and anything like that. Alright, I'm going to just check on the noodles here. They're cooking quick. Just only need a couple more minutes. Alright. While the veggies are still cooking, we're going to make our sauce. I'm going to drop my bowl. Okay, grab a small bowl. This is probably my favorite part of this dish. This is the sauce. Okay, so back to our sesame oil. We're going to do, say another teaspoon, and I can adjust this as needed. And then we're going to add some organic tamari. This is the gluten-free soy sauce. So I usually measure it in the cups, so I'm going to start with about 3/4 of a capful. And again, you can add more later. And we're going to do some rice vinegar. Any brand works, of any of this stuff really. And for the rice vinegar, also going to measure in the cap, and I'm going to do about, let's say 2 teaspoons for the rice vinegar. I always eyeball this, so sorry I don't have exact measurements. And then, okay, this is one of my new favorite ingredients. This stuff is so good. So it's umi plum vinegar. I think it was someone through my school who was watching a video recommended this. I got it at Whole Foods. It is so good. It has this like sweet, sour, just like kind of pungent, but in a good way, kind of flavor and smell. And so I just do a few drops in there. You don't need too much, it's pretty potent. I'm gonna mix this together. Sometimes I'll add in like more grated ginger. I'll do a little bit of fresh cracked pepper because I'm a pepper fiend. And then mix that up. Taste it. Delicious. Alright, so we're going to give our veggies a little shake here. And so you want to make sure that your are not too soggy. You want them to be still crispy. So hence why you don't want to kind of overcook them or over saute them. And I am going to add a little bit of water into this one. So just like a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of water. You don't need much. And that's just going to help it. It's going to help it steam a little bit more. Alright. The noodles should be done in a minute here. And we're just going to drain those off in a colander. Done. So, you want to have a little bit of a chew left, not too mushy. And rice noodles tend to get mushy. They go from like 0 to 60, so be really careful with that. I'm going to grab a colander and we're going to drain them off. Got my colander, put it in the sink. And then I'm going to give the noodles a little bit of a rinse as well. So it just keeps everything from kind of sticking together. Alright. And I'm going to make a little well in the middle of my pan, and I'm going to dump in my noodles. They're so pretty. The brown rice noodles have like a nice kind of like purpley hue. They're really nice. All right, so now I'm gonna toss in drizzle in my sauce. Just mix everything together. Smells so good. I wish you guys could smell this. So good. I'm so hungry. It's about 1:30 right now. So I'm ready. Okay. That looks good. You can even, turn up the heat a little bit just to kind of fry the noodles a little bit more. But it looks good. All right, so now we will plate. Oh, I forgot our cashews. I knew I was forgetting something. Cashews, just toss them in. You just really need to just heat them through. They don't have to get cooked or anything like that. You certainly can cook them longer, but I just like mine kind of warmed up. All right. Make sure you get lots of veggies. Okay, I'm going to top it with a little bit of green onion. And we're going to do some black sesame seeds. Any brand works. These are just some that I found at the local-ish Asian store. And sesame seeds are loaded with protein. So if you're eating a plant-based diet, sesame seeds are a great addition to any dish that you're making. They're good on toast, they're good on pastas, they're good on anything. If you like sesame, of course, and are not allergic. And yeah, so nice flavor punch, nice protein punch, and voila. Dinner, lunch, whatever it is ready. Let's try it out. See how delicious it is. It's very hot. So good. Sesame noodles, hot, warm. Really good in the winter when you're really cold in your house. Very good. You can add sriracha, you can add, cook a little bit of chili in there. Chili Crunch, if you haven't heard of it yet, is thebomb.com. I'll probably add a little bit of this after. Chili oil, whatever it is you have on hand. So that's it. Stir fry, super easy. Took what, 15 minutes max. Totally done and packed with your nutrients and your greens and your vitamins and your minerals and protein. So go make it. No excuses. You can do it. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Come back and see what I have going on next time, and I hope to see you soon.